Got tired of the same game with different rules to play, not knowing which one's the right move to make. Was getting nowhere, trying to guess it all.
All right, everybody, this is the Effects Radio Network. DJ Kid here with you, along with Grace Graber, correct?
Yeah, it's Grace Graber.
All righty. Yeah, I'm sure that everybody pronounces your name wrong, right?
Garber, Grabber, Garner. I heard like Gerlocker. Like
weird.
I mean the creativity is impeccable.
Okay, so like, pure transparency here. I was calling you Grace Grabber as well.
Yeah, no, as one does before they become a fan.
Oh, right.
Now,
well,
you
so
are a fan.
So one of our other DJs, he's like, it's Graber. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And so I went online and I was like looking through a bunch of interviews just to see. And sure enough, I found one. So I'm like, okay, it's Grace Graber.
I was married into the name. I did not choose this. I mean, I guess I chose the name since I was married into
right.
it.
Well,
But like, it's more iconic than Williams, which was my maiden name.
Well, if it's Williams, it could be tied to John Williams, right?
I don't know who that is.
Famous composer that's done a whole lot of movie compositions and stuff like that. So
now all the nerds are gonna come for me because isn't that Star Wars or something?
Pretty close, yeah. All right, so my first question, you actually answered it. Was it a stage name or a real name? So it's your real married name.
Oh yeah, it's my real name. I'd always wanted to like do the band thing or whatever, but the GRA just looks like really nice.
Yeah, it's great for marketing, right?
So great. Yeah.
Now, my daughter's name is Lyric, and so she's gotten a lot of flack in school because of the name, and everybody makes fun of her for the name. But the reality of it is like, man, if you ever made it like out there in the,
it's profitable,
right?
Yes.
Exactly. Now our last name isn't all that great. It's not Kid, but it works. All right. So in some research that I've done with you, basically you've gone from beautician to chick rock star, right?
I am still beautician on top of chick rock star. I am the equivalent of Hannah Montana. It's so funny. My job allows me to go on tour and come back because I'm independent.
Right.
And so I need to make money, and I'm making money doing music. But I mean, have you tried living in America nowadays?
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
I'm fortunate to be an esthetician on top of doing music, and it's the best thing in the world. I love both. But I didn't expect to do music. I wrote the company Jingle, and then that's how all of
they just shoved you right in.
Oh yeah. Well, like I went to BD school, like I felt the Lord tell me, "Hey, you're establishing this career so you can pursue music." And I was like, "You're crazy." But he wasn't crazy because as soon as I started, the company put out a nationwide songwriting contest, and then I eventually won, got like flown out to Nashville, met someone while I was here, you name it. Like
wow.
It's just like the things you hear in the movies. So
wow.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, and I totally get that. I was in radio and music back as a teenager. I did the whole touring thing. Toured with some of our radio artists as well. It was a lot of fun. And then you meet a girl and you get married and realize that you actually have to work for a living. You can't make it on $800 a month trying to be married and having a kid. So I left. And I went into the tile industry for about 20 years. And then
What's your favorite type of tile?
What's that?
What's your favorite type of tile?
Oh, geez. First of all, I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to be a stepping stone, like a 5-year stepping stone. Ended up being 20 years.
Stepping stone.
Yeah. So kind of like you, beautician. Like I got to do it to be able to pay the bills, and yeah. So
yeah, but I don't step on. I can't step. You can step on tiles. You know what I mean? It's a stepping stone.
I do miss the travertine look. A lot of people stopped doing that. And I had a job in a pretty high end area around here that actually was like 3/4 inch limestone. And it was incredible to install. Looked incredible when it was done. But yeah, so
Oh,
that's
that is a beautiful stone.
yeah.
Oh, yes, I just looked it up.
That's awesome. Yeah,
Okay, so you were in tile for 20 years,
yes.
and then what?
So
And
I
now
was
you're
I
doing
was
this?
leading worship at churches and stuff like that. It's funny, you just flip the interview around. That's great. I love it. So I was doing worship and stuff like that for churches as well, growing ministries in that aspect, writing a whole bunch of stuff, and basically came back to Effect Radio last year, and my band now too. They're like, all right, we're hitting the road. I'm like, oh, we're doing that now. Okay, cool.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
So
it's a lot. I mean, I love touring. And I also have noticed like this year has been the most that I have toured
mhm,
out of all the years. And there's like this less urgency now to like get on the road all the time now that I've been on the road a lot and like have come back and it's
yeah.
like, oh yeah, when that happens, that's gonna be so much fun. But also I kind of like being home too. I like both. Like it's like a whole different like brain that you go
Right.
into. Yeah.
It's one of those things that we joke about it a lot around here in different aspects. It's basically you have introverts and extroverts, and I was told on the phone the other day by another client I was talking to. It says like radio personalities, they're actually intro extroverts. Like you turn the switch on when you need it, but you'd rather just be at home and stuck in a hole. And I'm like, yeah, actually,
I
that's
hate to
weird.
tell you something. I am not that. I am like this 24/7. I kid you not.
They're
Like
switched
people
on all the
think
time.
no, like I have had so many people ask my friends or my roommates, you name it, is she really like that? Yeah, I am.
Wow.
I'm like this all the time. It is a curse and a blessing.
Well, here's the thing. Like we need those people that create excitement and then keep us going. So I'm with you on that. All right, so let's move on.
Okay, let's keep going.
All right, so where does your inspiration for your hits come from? I've read that you're passionate about mental health issues like PTSD and depression, which is pretty prevalent in culture today. And a lot of us have we've struggled with it on our own or we know someone who has.
Yeah. All right, you're at wait, what was the question?
Where
So
does the
sorry.
inspiration for your hits come from? And
Hits.
do they come from that? Basically,
Ooh,
trying
I
to
have
address that.
hits. Ooh, I have
I know,
hits.
right?
So fun.
Your
I
singles, I
my
should say.
yeah, hits. No, I my like my inspiration is truly the teenage version of myself. So I was diagnosed with PTSD at the age of 13 after I was physically and verbally assaulted in middle school at the age of 12.
Wow.
And so I was like taken to different schools and it had spread on MySpace. So it was unsafe for me to go
Sorry,
anywhere. But
MySpace. There's a joke there, but we'll leave it be.
saw your picture on MySpace, maybe someday. You best believe I just met Josh Havens like 2 months ago.
Wow.
That was the first thing that came out of my mouth when I looked at him. And you
Anyways,
should have like we have a video of me redoing it, but the original like the fear in his eyes almost like what is
wait.
going on? I will do that. I won't be walking up to you saying hello. I'm gonna sing your greatest hit and we're just gonna go from there. Well, yeah, no, so it spread on MySpace
Mhm.
and it was unsafe for me to go to any school in the area and my parents did not know what to do. Like there's a history of depression in my family. My grandmother unfortunately like struggled with suicide.
Mhm.
And generational unfortunately. And my parents didn't really know what to do. They like kind of knew the basics, but I was struggling so hardcore that all the doctors were like, she's bipolar, she's this, she's that, just trying to slap a label on it and just like kind of fix it.
Mhm.
But I went to a child psychologist and she's like, no, she's traumatized.
Right. Right.
She is battling PTSD, unfortunately, and this might be something that she will struggle with for the rest of her life. I was so young, and my
Yeah.
brain was developing,
Right.
and my social skills were developing. And so my parents didn't know what else to do besides take me to youth groups, and youth groups had Christian rock concerts, and I would meet these bands, and they were so kind to me. And the people I knew wanted to hurt me. This doesn't make sense. So
Yeah.
I experienced the kindness and love of Jesus through these Christian rock bands. doing these underground concerts, and I didn't have any friends.
Hmm.
I only had the posters on my walls. I only had video blogs,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
uh like those were my friends. Like as sad and kind of crazy as that sounds, it's been very healing for me in my adult years now, being in the scene that I'm in and meeting. Like I had a call yesterday. I don't know if you remember Capital Lights, but like I had a call and I got to finally like get connected with Bryson, and
Wow.
like sharing my story with him and like hearing him go, "Oh my gosh, like like no one ever thought," like,
Right.
and so the Lord orchestrated this beautiful career for me later on in life. I've written songs, I'd done the thing, but like I always thought it was going to be like a failed dream. I always thought it was going to be something that like I don't know, got forgotten, and I was just going to live life trying to figure out my purpose. And the Lord, when he brought me to beauty school, reestablished that. And
Wow.
then social media happened. And then, oh my gosh, all of a sudden, like I'm sharing my story and I'm being accepted for it. I'm going back to therapy, and
Hmm.
so my inner child is my greatest inspiration. She is so inspired and so brought to life, and she feels so safe with the early 2000s Christian rock scene. She feels so safe. Um and so to kind of create this version of a female rock star that I needed when I was younger, has truly been kind of like, me reflecting on what did she need? Okay, I'm going to be that for someone else now. And I think it's translating really well. And it's been really cool to, because of the early 2000s Christian rock scene, like kind of like they're not around. It's non-existent. Like I'm the next generation, and it's very evident to people who are fans or in the industry. It's very
Right.
evident that all those guys worked their tushes off, and there is a result of that. And so that is a huge inspiration for me as well, is
Hmm.
I want to reflect and continue the work. Like, I mean, it's so much work to do all this,
It
and
is.
they deserve recognition as well. So there's a lot of inspirations, but I would say my inner child, she is beaming and like squealing every second of the
So
day.
would you say
um
it's like the best of both worlds, being able to accomplish this and move through the healing at the same time, being able to deliver this message but also heal.
Yes, I mean, I was at Reliant K the other night crying, because it's like, oh my gosh, I'm like, I remember, oh, I'm gonna get emotional now. I
Hmm.
remember being like, you know, 14, 15, going, I want to do that so bad.
Wow.
I want to do that. And I was sitting watching Reliant K play a Nashville show the other night, and I'm like crying now because it's like, oh my God, this is what I do. Like
Hmm. Hmm. No, I get
this
you.
is this is what I do now. And like I don't know if I'll ever be as big as Reliant K was or whatever, but like I I do know that what they do on that stage is exactly what I do and how another girl feels looking at me. And
Right.
so it's very full circle. I feel very loved by the Lord because he knew that those were these are the people that are in my life now. Hawk Nelson, Run Kid Run, you name it. Like those people who are in my life now, the Lord knew that that was gonna be like such a huge thing for me.
Right. Right.
And they've helped me. I mean, so David Curtis from Run Kid Run, he's my
Hmm.
worship pastor. You best believe I am watching, like, younger eyes are watching. Like, it's just like I watch him and I go, okay, like that's what life will be like, after I'm done doing this. Or
Yeah.
if I want to be a worship pastor, or I don't know, like I don't know what's in for me next. I'm just getting started, but it gives me hope because he is still creating,
Hmm.
and he is still finding outlets, and he is still managing everything. And I don't I that none of that goes unnoticed. The fact that Jason leads worship at a church and
Hmm.
all these old lead singers, like it
Well,
doesn't go
like Rod
unnoticed.
Beckley from Pillar, he's one of our engineers that's out on the road. He actually goes to Rob's church in Oklahoma, and Rob's out there right now with Pillar doing music and running a church.
See, I didn't listen to Pillar, but yeah, sure, totally. I
I did,
like
so
there you go. That's your Hawk Nelson. Okay. I love talking to people because they'll be like, "Yeah, this person like impacted me," and I was like, "Are they your Hawk Nelson?" And he goes, "Yeah, they're my Hawk Nelson."
this
Um,
is pre attitude Hawk Nelson, right? This is the
oh no, no,
original lead
no.
singer Hawk Nelson.
Oh, original lead singer Jason. I love. Oh, can I just say I did a song with him, and then like a month later, he goes, "I'm back," and it was like the
Wow.
like it was just like so excited. I was so excited, and it's been people send me videos of him singing at his
Hmm.
shows all the time, and then what's crazy is like people like will FaceTime him in before, like I played Live Fest and someone FaceTimed him in before, and
Wow.
I I know him, but I'm losing my mind like and they're sending him videos and pictures, and at this point Jason's probably so just done with Grace Graber, but I love it because it's just like there's always going to be some sort of connection there,
Yeah.
that unfortunately we're always going to be connected in some kind of way, so whatever.
I mean, music's music, right?
Totally. I mean, yeah, and here's a cool part. Like, so I have a song coming out at the end of the week. It's Everything You Ever Wanted. It's our rendition because my friend Jared from Audiophile, they're a small band in Birmingham, Alabama. Audiophile, they invited me to a show, and I was like, "How did you hear about me?" Like, I don't know you. And he was like, I know anyone who's a Hawk Nelson fan. And it turns out Hawk Nelson was like his big dog band,
Oh wow.
like that was one of the bands that impacted him the most. And so like I don't know, we were talking and their music's very good and I love them live. And I'm like, honestly, like I would be so down to like do a collaboration of a Hawk Nelson song.
Hmm.
Um, and he was like, Everything You Ever Wanted was like my song. And I was like, okay, like let's do it. Let's bring it back. And so yeah, we're gonna release our rendition of Everything You Ever Wanted like at the end of this week.
That's
And
awesome. Well, we'll find
yeah,
it.
it's super.
We'll find it and we'll play it then.
Oh, I'll send it. Yeah, no, it's like it's the best. Like it's just so cool to now reimagine these songs and like work with these bands. And it's like people still care.
Hmm.
If I could say anything to like some person who was in a tooth and nail band, if anyone like in that generation is listening, like your music still completely matters.
Yeah.
Just because you're doing something else right now doesn't mean we've forgotten.
Just because you
TikTok
grew up
has
out of
not.
the emo scene, just because you grew up out of that, doesn't mean like it's kaput anymore. It still means something.
It is treasured. TikTok speaks. It,
You hear that,
it
Ezra?
remembers. The body remembers and TikTok remembers.
All right, so that my next question, basically, you kind of went right into that. It was, do you write your own stuff, or do you have, being in Nashville, do you have writers that write your stuff, or is it easier to collaborate if you
Now,
collaborate?
I'm super untraditional. I'll be really just like frank. Like I moved to town, did like the artist thing. And when I was in the rooms, people would be like, "You write so rock." And I'd be like, "Well, that's what I listen to most of the time is these old tooth and nail bands." And like to be like
And by the way, just for the dad rockers out there, she's referencing the time that I grew up here with the effect, and so I think it's awesome. I'm totally eating this up. You're bringing me back here.
I'm the little sister that grew up and is like, well, yeah, like I inherited this like, this like mansion of like genre.
I
Like
tell you what,
yeah,
the early aughts were incredible, weren't they?
early aughts.
The
What's that?
early 2000s.
Aughts?
Yes, aughts, double zero.
I've never heard it called that, but okay,
Oh
that's
wow, okay.
awesome. No, I feel like so when I started doing the punk thing, moving to town, like some people were interested, some people were like, that's never gonna
Punk rock is
good
awesome.
luck. Like yeah, and like my stuff coming, like my stuff right now, it's getting there. It's
Okay.
like it's not there. But like the stuff coming is, whew,
It's popping, huh?
we're yeah, it is definitely punk rock. And if somebody tells me it's not, I'm gonna be like,
You should
okay.
call up Nate Parrish and collab with him because his
You
latest
know
stuff is
what's
pretty punk rock.
you know what's so funny is I met him recently and I said,
So AJ
"You
says he has great hair. Can you verify that?
great hair." No, I don't. I didn't, wasn't paying attention to the hair because he was much taller in
Right.
person than in his photos, which is like kind of like that's exactly what came out of my mouth when I first met him. I messaged him after and I was like, I apologize, but like
You notice that
yeah,
with Cutlass, he's always in the back of the group because John Mike is a little bit smaller and he's always in the back.
I don't know the height of these men, but I walked up to him and I was like, whoa, I was not expecting to like break my neck today. Just kidding.
Wow. Well, sorry.
No, his hair's okay. It's a little long, but it's good. It's good. It's good. No, I
Oh man, you're cracking me up.
no, it's been fun. So I like moving to town. It was like I tried to do the thing, and what I found is I felt the most loved, accepted, and I've created the best music by just kind of sticking with the people that know me and love me the most.
Yeah.
And it's cool to work with like these really cool big time, like I'm not gonna like lie. It's really cool like some days, but I feel like sometimes it's overdone. Like everyone's writing with these people. Everyone's
Yeah,
and
it's the Nashville Machine. It's CCM.
yeah, and there's a time and place for it. But for me, like I like writing. So my producer Blake Cross, he produces basically everything, and him and my guitar player Ross Black. It's just like I remember walking into Ross, not Ross, Blake. So Blake's last name is Cross, so Ross and Cross, that just
It messes
drives
you
me
up.
nuts. But I remember walking into Blake's house and I could hear them upstairs, like working on some guitar parts, going, "Oh yeah, oh my gosh, that's so sick! Oh my gosh, dude!" Like it was for my song,
hmm
and I don't like you can't replicate that with
Yeah.
someone who like produces every single like. I mean, you could, but like I don't know. I've never
You're outside the
experienced.
formula, and it keeps it fresh for you, right?
It's like these guys genuinely love making my music.
hmm
Why do I want to go to someone else when I've got my whole world in front of me? And there's been multiple times where I've gone and done the thing and then I go back to
Yeah.
Blake,
I've
it's
been
something so
been with a lot of groups that you just don't really connect with, but then there's two specific groups of people that I've been in my life that there was the connection there you didn't even have to think about, and musically it was incredibly dynamic, and it's hard to find those places. So when you have them, which it sounds like you
totally.
do, you want to hold
Yes.
on to that for as long as you can to be able to create everything you can create with them.
Listen, I'm gonna work with whoever I want to work with for whatever project, but like again, I keep going back to these
hmm
boys that all went to Liberty University together and
Our
are
producer did too,
genuine.
Ezra. Yeah.
Oh no way. Yeah, so like these guys just genuinely they always wanted to be in a band and do that, but they never wanted to be the band. They
Right.
never wanted to do that. And so you've got this girl who's literally doing whatever it takes to make this happen, marketing the songs. They're like, "Yeah, we're really into this." And
And then you
it's
got the
music
Beatles
that
that just stay in the studio. I'm just joking.
yeah, it's like yeah, it's just it's there's something really magical about my team
Yeah.
right now. And so yeah, like I write with other people, yeah. But ultimately it always goes back to Blake. Like I usually take it to Blake and we figure out what is Grace Graber gonna do with this? Is this the right fit for her? Or
hmm
is this like just something we're gonna like waste some time on and chase. So like I've been writing a lot more with other writers just to like, kind of grease up my elbows and get like better.
Yeah.
But I am noticing the more that I do that, the more I just kind of wish I was spending it with my people. Like and yeah, and Yeah, I don't know how else to say that. I hope that doesn't sound disrespectful.
No, you're great. You're great.
But like there are some like icons like writers like Tony Wood and stuff where I'm
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, yeah, we got to get you into a room and like some like Josiah Prince, like he recently joined Team Graber and at first like it was just like one-off rights and stuff, but now we're like really gearing up and getting into it and it's inspiring like Blake and like Ross who like they don't know the punk scene like Josiah does. He was in Philmont, you know? And
Right.
so like that was a band that shaped me and so it's really cool now to like find those people who
Gosh, you're
like
bringing up all
Josiah,
these band names that.
he's so gung ho on what I'm doing and he's so inspired so you can feel it in the
Mhm.
music and then Blake will listen to it and go, "Oh, yeah, I didn't think we could do oh, we could totally do that and
Mhm.
replicate that in another thing and oh wow, yeah, he knows how to do this." Like and so it's been really cool. I feel like when you're an artist or if you're trying to be an artist, your team kind of finds you and the
Mhm.
people who want to work with you. It doesn't matter if I say like, "Yeah, I want to stick to my team." They're going to find a way to get into your team because
Right.
they want
Right.
to work with you. So, no, oh my gosh, all the bands like Philmont, Run Kid Run. Do you remember Sleep for Sleepers?
Yes, I do.
Okay, wherever he is out there, please write for me. Like, please. Like, oh my gosh. As I am, actually, I got in the room with Dan Reed. He was in Liebecker.
Yep.
And I told him I want to write a Sleep for Sleepers song. So as I am was actually like inspired by Sleep for
Okay.
Sleepers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But like a current affair, see, I don't know Jordan Feliz what he is now. I know, oh, and I'm just a thief that stole your heart, you know, like it's really cool to I don't like that's where I geek out and family don't get me started on Family Force 5.
Dude,
I
I'm telling you what, the best show ever, 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 ever in my life, I think, is Family Force 5.
someone someone on TikTok messaged me. I was in full tears after. They said, there are rumors happening, like
No way.
rumors of, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm not even supposed to talk about
No
it.
way. These
But somebody
guys.
on TikTok messaged me. I don't know who they were. They had 5 followers and they DM'd me and said, I want to tip you off about this. And I cried.
Oh my
I
Lord.
was in I was in the bathtub and I was
I
crying.
say it all the time whenever I announce their stuff on air. Like the best show ever. I mean, they go crazy with their dances and then they're singing those songs like nobody else either. Right? The
You
chainsaw.
know,
Yeah.
like,
All right. Hey,
my God.
we got to wrap this up. It's been a great time, but I wanted to ask you one specific question, and you can think about this for just a second. We can edit it if we need, but what would you like to say in this moment to affect radio listeners? What does Grace Graber, given a few minutes to be able to speak, what would you like to say to affect radio listeners and YouTube watchers all around the world?
Yeah, I don't know what you're going through. And we're having such a fun conversation. We're talking about really exciting like fandom things. I don't know what you're going through, but this is not a mistake that you're watching this, and it's not a mistake that you're here. You are so deeply loved and deeply cherished just the way you are. That's what really got me about these bands.
Hmm.
Is not because they were the next big thing. They were really good. No, they were just completely and utterly themselves, and it taught me how to be the same. So I want to encourage any listener out there. The takeaway from this conversation is if you are completely and utterly yourself, you will break through in people's lives and you don't know what kind of after effect that's going to have, like the butterfly effect, right?
Right.
So you are not a mistake. You are so seen, you are so loved. And if you, I'm sure the radio station has resources that if you are struggling, like
Hmm.
reach out to me, reach out to them, and we'll get you connected. But it's not a mistake that you're listening to this, and let this be an example of what God can do if you are utterly yourself.
Well, Grace, it's been an amazing time. Great conversation. Thank you so much for the laughs and the memories and stuff. We're going to go ahead and stop. That's Grace Graber, DJ Kid here, and we're going to move along. Thanks.